Welcome to the Game Room Podcast here at the Game Room Podcast. Like I said, welcome to the Game Room Podcast. In the studio, we have Cecilia Castellano, who's running for Texas State Representative. How you doing?
I'm blessed and highly favored.
That's good. Good to see you.
Likewise.
Last time I saw you, we were freezing on a float.
We sure were.
We were freezing. Hey, y'all doing? They were like, hey, yeah, we freezing too. We out here freezing.
I think we were in Pleasanton, Texas.
Yeah, we was in Pleasanton, Texas, just freezing. Just trying to find some heat. But then the wind just kept blowing. There's a blowing wind. Just did not care about none of us.
Yes.
Didn't care about the representative, or just said, hey, we're gonna break this down ourselves. But it's good to see you.
It's great to see you as well, and thank you for your time and
Thank you,
helping
man.
us out.
No, thank you for your time and getting your thing, getting everything in order for you, running for representative. And hope you do win. So, Miss Castellano, tell me a little bit about yourself, your upbringing, where you're from.
Well, I was so I'm a military brat.
Okay, I've been military. I've been interviewing military brats since the beginning. Okay, go ahead.
Yeah, let me tell you, my father is retired Master Chief in the Navy, so
All right.
my dad gave us a very good life.
Okay.
But nevertheless, he made us work for everything that we wanted.
Mm-hmm.
And because my dad was in the military, I was born in Houston, Texas.
Okay. Hey.
Yep,
Okay.
H-Town.
Mm-hmm.
And we moved over here, I want to say when I was about maybe 5 years old, I guess, to San Antonio.
Okay.
And I ended up, when my grandpa passed away, my husband and I were looking for some property.
Okay.
And we found some property out in Atascosa County in Bon Army.
Mm-hmm.
So that was going on 25 years ago.
Wow.
I know.
Wow.
So 25 years ago, I've raised my 24-year-old son.
Okay. Which I met.
Yes.
Yeah, he big boy too. Big
Antonio.
super boy. Yeah, he
Yeah.
big boy. He big boy. Like
He loves to eat.
He like pull some trees off the roots.
He's a big boy.
Yeah, this is my son. I like really this boy like he been here all his life.
Yes.
Before you got here,
Yeah.
he was here. You just called him your son. They're gonna be my son.
Yeah.
Pull the roots, baby. Pull the roots.
He truly was small though.
Mm-hmm.
My husband is Puerto Rican,
All right.
half Puerto Rican, half Mexican.
Yeah, good
My
husband.
father-in-law is from Puerto Rico,
Okay.
and so I found him years ago
Mm-hmm.
when we were working. He claims I threw him a kiss, but I swear I didn't.
We all from Puerto Rico.
No. We were working at a dealership.
Okay, you threw him a kiss.
He said that,
Okay,
but it didn't happen.
he-
I was
he-
going
He seen something.
something, right?
He must see.
Yeah.
Hey, ¡Cata la palabra! Adiós! Kitty!
Yeah. So let me tell you, the moment that he kneeled down
Okay.
and by my side, and he asked me for my phone number. My pager number. You remember pagers?
Oh, yeah.
So I gave him my pager number, and the rest is history. I want to say we ended up having a first son, and 10 years later, we had our Noah, which was both my babies are blessings.
Okay.
But I wanted to have 4 babies, and it was really hard to get pregnant. So God blessed me with another child.
Okay.
He's 14 years old, so 24 and 14. And I'm only 22, so I really don't understand the math,
she's
you know?
22. She just came into existence at 22 and said, I'm going to have some children. And I'm going to still stay 22.
Yeah, forever.
I'm 22, baby.
Forever. And so we resided in Atascosa County, Bon Army for 24 years.
Okay.
We belong to New Life Christian Center.
Mm-hmm.
Our pastors are Dr. LaSalle R. Vaughn and Portia Brooks Vaughn off of 6610 Old Highway 90, or Highway 90 rather.
Okay.
And been going there, and let me tell you, the teaching and instructions are so powerful and awesome.
Mm-hmm.
I want to say that has really shaped who I am as a woman, as a mother, as a wife, as a daughter, and as a leader. is going there and hearing the word and understanding the word, right? Because we can read the Bible but not really understand it.
Yeah.
And so our pastors really break it down.
So he's a Bible reader, not just a person that gives his opinion about what he think what it is, but all the time giving God's not opinion but the word,
correct,
the truth of what it really is. That's
yes.
a good thing, because we all have this thing where we, some pastors don't preach, scriptures.
Yeah.
They just go through it, then give their opinion about it,
yeah.
and leave everybody there. But it's always good to have a Bible-based church.
Mm-hmm.
Bible-based, and
Bible-based.
There's not a lot of that today,
Right. Right.
It's money-based, mm-hmm. but it ain't no Bible-based. So
exactly.
So I just tell you, when you leave here, make sure you leave your offering.
Well, you ain't Jesus, so I ain't gonna leave you 10%. Okay. I'll leave you a love offering.
You're leaving offering. Welcome to Everybody Love. What that is around the corner. Missionary Baptist Church.
And so, I'm inspired, with my faith and everything else. I'm just inspired to have the opportunity to have even been asked to run for state representative. Mm-hmm. That's a huge ask, for someone to ask you like, hey, we think you would be great to run as state representative or Congress or president, whatever. I mean, I think that's huge.
It's something they've seen in you. Then it's something. Yeah. First of all, I could see is your faith base. That starts everything. Mm-hmm. If you ain't got no faith baked in anything, you don't know where to start from, because having faith in God, that's the most important thing that will get you into the kingdom of heaven. Mm-hmm. Everything else don't matter. Right. Everything, saying believing in Jesus Christ and having faith. Your mm-hmm. faith in God is what gets you into the kingdom. No matter what title you use, no matter what you say you are, believing and having faith in God and the one He sent, that's your step into the into the kingdom. Everything else just don't matter. And I see that your faith has got you where you is, because something that they saw in you to say, hey, Cecilia, you should do it, because they know, and that's another thing I want to ask you. What gave you the drive to do, to do what you're doing, to be, representative? What gave you the thing that you've seen that could be better in Texas? What?
Well, as a small business owner, being a woman in construction has been very challenging. Okay. And I have faced several obstacles, from being able to figure out where to work in certain parts of Texas, because if we go a certain part, we ain't welcome. And we're called names. Mm-hmm. So we decided, okay, we're not going to bid those jobs, right?
Right.
And I think also I have been involved with the Fair Contracting Coalition with Mr. Tommy Calvert, and he's the chair of the FCC. And I've seen a lot of businesses come through the Fair Contracting Coalition, and there's so many struggles, so much discrimination, so much inequities across the board. If you're have a color skin, you're gonna have the adversities. Right. You're not gonna have the fair opportunities as the others. Right. And I wanted to have a seat at the table. Okay. And not only me, but my people. And I'm not just talking about Hispanics. I'm talking about all minorities. And so I'm about helping all minorities and making sure that everyone has a seat at the table and has an opportunity at bidding those multi-million-dollar contracts, and also cutting the red tape. And so doing that for about, I want to say maybe 6 years, I guess. Might be shorting me some years. But doing that, seeing that, and then also having the opportunity to go to Washington and be able to take issues from San Antonio and be the voice in Washington for San Antonio to present all the issues was an awesome opportunity back in October that we had. And we were actually asked by UTSA and Congressman Castro. He did a study, and what he did was he did a report card on all of the agencies and saw that it was the Hispanics, the African Americans, the Asian Americans that were not getting the contract, but it was the non-minorities getting all the contracts. And so his want now is to keep the agencies accountable to ensure that they're doing fair and equitable opportunities to minority contractors. And so seeing that, being able to do that, I prayed about the ask.
Okay.
And then I then prayed with my husband about the ask.
Yeah, I see you're a very praying young lady. I've seen your Facebook page. You're you're loving to interact with the people with the scriptures. I seen that like a couple of weeks ago when you was on Facebook Live. But go ahead, I'm sorry.
That's okay. And I then took it, before my pastors and said, this is what I've been asked, and they know that I'm an active business owner, and also I don't want to say I'm an activist. I'm more of a I guess I fight a lot for. I'm an advocate. That's it.
You're an advocate for
yes.
what you do. Yeah.
Yes, I'm an advocate for
you're
small businesses.
You're a person with good trouble.
Yes, there you go.
Yeah, you're a
yes,
person with good trouble.
Good trouble.
Good
yeah,
trouble, yes.
That's right. So, and I have the voice.
Mm-hmm.
I have the voice, and I've learned that you can't just have the voice and complain.
No.
You got to have the voice, tell the issue, and have the solution right there. Because when you bring the solution, that's your time to present. When you bring the problem, that is your time to bring the solution, because nobody's then going to want to hear you after you just been complaining. Right. And so I got a word back from my pastors, and through that wait time, I got revelation from God. And my husband was like, honey, if that's what you want to do, I support you 100%. I said, it's not about what I want to do. I want to make sure that I'm doing God's work, because, I'm not getting any younger, and I know what the Bible says. I mean, I'm not perfect, but I can tell you that, from the time that I got really saved, I want to make sure that I'm walking the way and where He wants me to go. And I want to make sure that I'm be His hands and feet, just like you guys are.
His guidance.
Yes, absolutely.
Whatever guidance He has for you, let it be. Because what He has for you, He has for you. And you done made it this far. So it's something that you're doing right, and you haven't had no stumbles yet. So, and you made it there, and you're here now.
Well, wait a minute. Let me tell you what happened.
Okay, go ahead and talk about the stumbles, girl.
Yeah. So in July, August, September, I was 1 foot in and 1 foot out. I was going with the motions, but I wasn't feeling it. I wasn't really like, is this really what I want to do? We had just opened an office in Katy and getting ready to open up another office in Dallas, and I'm like, I'm busy. I know this is what God told me to do, right? But God has now provided somebody to assist me in the Katy office.
Okay.
He's brought me great employees for our Somerset office, and He surrounded me with so many good people in the business arena that He's like, look, I now want to elevate you, and I want you to truly be my voice and truly be my hands and feet, because I can trust you. And I was like, okay, well, what do you want me to do? So I started seeing all these adversities happen, and it's the small things, but still it's the big things, because, like say for instance, my son does dirt bike riding, remember?
Okay. Yeah,
Noah.
Yeah.
And the whole motorhome, the lights shut off. And then my son had a flat on I-10.
Okay.
Right? And it was like issue after issue. And I'm like, Lord, what is going on? He says, well, because you haven't committed to me. You haven't committed to me. I'm like, well, I've been doing this thing, but I wasn't feeling it. I wasn't really doing it. I was doing it, but I wasn't doing it.
I get what you're saying.
Yeah? Okay. So October 15th was a turning point when I said, all right, God, I surrender to you. I'm gonna do it all. And after that night, it's like everything started flowing. I mean, I couldn't even really talk about the why. I can talk about the why now, especially driving from Atascosa County to Frio to Dimmitt to Zavala to Uvalde and to Webb County, and still the injustices and the inequities that I see that our people don't have and should have. Like the simple things, healthcare.
Right.
Come on now,
What you think? What's going on? What you think about this healthcare going on?
Well, let me tell you. I think there's nothing but petty politics going on. And right now, it's not about being red or being blue. Right now, it's about putting the right people, the people that are you, in office. Because the people that are you in office are going to do what you want them to do. Because you are me and I am you, right?
Yeah.
We're both struggling.
Yeah,
we're both seeing the injustices. We're both, having healthcare issues, or we're both, okay, we need some medication, but man, are we going to pay our mortgage, or we're going to go get our medication?
Right.
That's what our people are dealing with today. And So, the petty politics is that, hey, the money's there on the federal level, ready to be released to the state of Texas.
Mm-hmm.
But the problem is, my Lord Jesus, it's called Obamacare. Oh, goodness. Obamacare. Come on. You call it whatever you want.
Freaking up everybody.
Right? Yeah. But let's just take the money for the people.
Mm-hmm.
But the reason why they don't want to take it is all about politics.
It's
all about I get you and you get me. And no. Let's take those people out. Let's really take the Democrat and the Republican out, and let's be there for the people, and let's make real sensible legislation, and let's make it for the people. We want Medicaid for all. We want to have health care for all. We want to have affordable health care for all. Mm-hmm. We want to have more increased wages. We want to save our schools. We want to pay our custodians, our bus drivers more money. No one could live on the living wage. Come on now.
No, not no more.
By the time you know it, by the time you get your check on a living wage, you can't even buy milk, eggs, or bread.
Ain't nothing about that, man.
They went up on that.
Yeah.
And I also love what you said about having a tax write-off for the people that pay rent.
Yeah, people pay rent. And that was amazing to me when I moved from Chicago. That I didn't even know it until one day the landlord knocks on the door. He said, "Here you go." It was a yellow slip, and I'm like, "What's this?" He said, "It's your rental rebate." I said, "A rental rebate," and it has how much we paid for the year. Yeah. And he said, "Well, just give that to the wherever you go do your taxes, and they'll take care of it for you."
Yeah.
So come to find out, at the time, me and my son's mom, we took it, and we got like $400 off.
There you go.
$500 off, along with our state, state taxes and federal taxes, and that, and it came in handy.
Yeah.
Because Minnesota, that's what I love about Minnesota. It has different laws and how they do different things. Like you were just talking about, certain things. At the time I was in Minnesota, Jesse Ventura, he was the governor.
Okay.
And main thing he said all these things we keep trying to fight people on, just tax them. You're like, what? Yeah, tax them. Like, in a sense, like drug dealers, just tax them.
Yeah.
You're like, John's, just tax them. Make the money back. Put them in one section of the city, and just tax them. And then next thing you know, we got $4 million plus some dollars back. He gave it back to the city. He gave it back to the people of the city.
That's great.
Except those that owe child support. I don't get the doggone money, man. But he gave us the money back, and like you were saying, that's what it was when he was governor. It wasn't about him. He wasn't no Republican or no Democrat. He was just for the people.
Yeah.
That's why everybody got up that morning surprised that he won, because he was just running, and the next thing you know he won. But he was a people. He was just for the people. He didn't care about what the Republican or the Democrat said about anything. He said, "I'm just here for the people," and that's why he didn't run a second term, because he didn't like the ins and outs, the things that was going on.
Well, I can tell you that there's a huge difference between being a business owner and being a politician.
Yes.
And the lingo is also different. Okay. Really? And so I got to tell you that as my eyes have been opened up even more on this journey that I've been on since July, is that we need to put more business owners in office. Why? Because we have the common sense. We have the drive to survive. Right? The drive to survive. Let's take COVID, for example. Okay. Many of our small businesses, Texas is the home of 3 million small businesses. Okay. And out of those 3 million, I can tell you San Antonio lost, I want to say, 38% of small businesses. That is huge.
That's big. It is big.
That's huge. I don't know the percentage for Texas, but I can tell you San Antonio. And I just thought that the way the government handled the COVID situation, let me tell you, a lot of small businesses were figuring things out. Like, you know what? I got water. I can start selling water. Or I got, this. I can start making this, right? And they improvised to bring money in. Right. And the other thing is that they also took resources, personal resources, to keep their good employees. And so even though the government said, you know what? We're going to release this PPP monies, this EIDL monies. Let me tell you, the way it was released, everyone acted, and they expected the small businesses to react. and it was bad because there was so much red tape. Remember, we were talking about red tape earlier. Everything is about, well, fill out this application and then provide all this data, and then we'll give you the money. But yet, the government was injecting money into the people. If the government had also injected money into the small businesses quickly, then I believe a lot of people would have still been employed. Those businesses would still be here today.
And they study, and from what I'm seeing now, businesses started losing. They study losing business right now today.
Absolutely.
Yeah, they study losing. You know what I'm saying? They own companies and everything falling apart
right
now.
And not only that. So after COVID hit, we then had the storm Uri that hit Texas, and then we had the Black Lives Matter, right? Right after that. Yeah. So a lot of businesses, all of that played a role in supply increase, also in supply delay. But yet the small business had to hold the price and had the same expectation to deliver on jobs. So small businesses were having to pay more on supplies and having to pay liquidated damages on jobs that they did not finish.
And plus their employees.
Yes.
So this is where they lost out at, because a lot of small businesses, like I said, I've been looking on the news, they shutting down.
Yep.
They still shutting down as of today. Yes.
Yes, they are. And small businesses are a bloodline to America, to Texas. Small businesses, like I said, are the ones that provide, the one that give. And we're the ones that, you know what, when little Johnny needs a baseball uniform, we're giving it to that mom or dad. We're not just saying, okay, and turn a blind eye. We're not being corporate America or anything like that.
There's no more community
togetherness, actually.
Community
togetherness.
There's no more because
themselves.
Because everybody in the community is now trying to find a way, because everybody going through it. You know?
Right, exactly.
And it's crazy. I had a friend of mine who was looking for trying to get his CPS bill paid, and he was like, "Man, they done ran out of they not taking any more applications." I'm like, "What you mean?" He said the application the volume is high, and they have no more benefits or funds to give nobody. I'm like, so that goes to show me that everybody going through.
Yes, absolutely.
Yeah, for they all going through. So what do you think about this the immigration thing that's going on right now? Because all the people from the Capitol came down over the week and said what they had to say. So what is your fix on this?
Well, I think everyone is wanting their photo ops, right?
Right.
And
I was checking that out.
And making sure that they're seen at the border, right?
Yes, I was checking that out.
But man, where are the solutions?
None whatsoever.
Nothing but chatter, right?
Mm-hmm.
Well, we all know that the border issues is a federal issue. Mm-hmm. However, the federal government needs to learn to work with the state and local government to provide solutions. Mm-hmm. So we can work inclusively to provide solution. And so what I would say, because some of the counties that I would be representing if elected are their border towns. And I have gone there to see the area and see, what it looks like. Of course, I didn't see many people crossing. But I have heard that there's a lot of fentanyl issues in those towns. The drug issues. I know fentanyl is a drug, but there's a lot of drug issues. A lot of our youth that are getting involved with that. Right. And so what I have to say is that we need to work with our churches. We need to work with our nonprofits, because there's no help out there. There's no nurses that can do quick exams on children that are getting raped. There's no doctors and nurses or counselors that will work with people like that. And so I will say that I would close the border, but I would let the people in through a visa.
Gotcha.
Okay, I would put more hands on deck workers.
Right.
And they would have, just the way we're registering them and making sure that they come to San Antonio, to that place off of San Pedro, and so they could get their plane ticket to leave or whatever, or the bus ticket. That's the same way. You get your visa for 6 months, you're here, you're working, you got to report, you got to file your taxes. Yep. Now you are you're American citizen, but you're also giving back to the community, right? And I want to say, is that I would also say that, you know what, let's send these people, and we'll also work with the businesses wherever they go. So there is a pathway for the immigrants, and just like anything, you can have a group of churches and you have one bad apple pastor or two or three, right?
Yes.
Well, it's the same thing with the migrants, okay? They're coming here because they want to have a good life. They're bringing their children, on their back.
Right,
Mama's carrying the babies. But there's gonna be a few bad apples. That doesn't mean that all immigrants are bad.
No, that's still in America as well.
Right.
I mean, we have bad Americans, but it don't mean all America is bad.
That's right. That's right.
It's in every city, state, wherever, neighborhood.
Right.
And because, you're from the hood, that don't mean people from the hood is bad.
Right.
They're just trying to find a way out. And if you don't get them that way out, then they're going to find a way out that, that's going to become illegal, that's what they shouldn't do, but you can't help them to do it because they're not finding a way or no one helping them to do it, resources.
Our great state of Texas has a lot of money for this immigration issue. As we know, Operation Lone Star, that your great governor, initiated, okay? Give me 8 years and I'll be ready for governor.
Yeah, right.
But the governor has put this Operation Lone Star. It has spent $millions of dollars, billion of dollars a year. Yeah. And if I'm not mistaken, one arrest costs multi-million-dollars for one arrest. Yeah. When we can be putting that multi-million-dollars into our public schools for special education, for sports, to keep our youth active, to keep them engaged. For after school care for those moms, single family homes, also to increase the teacher pay, to increase the pay for our bus drivers, our cafeteria workers. Everyone is struggling, just like you said, and there's a way, but all the politicians are talking, and there's no solution being given.
You have to make it make sense.
You have to make it make sense because these days and time when you have these politicians in, the only thing they care about making sure their pockets taken care of, but people in the street, they're paying all this money for these wars, and we can't, it's just kind of weird to me. You can give all this money to, to the officers, but then you close down 15 schools at the same time. So I said what I guess they did was they give it to them and close those down.
Yeah.
That's what they did.
There's an area in Asherton, I believe. You guys saw it.
Yes, we saw it.
Those children need to travel, if I'm not mistaken, 12 minutes to another town. Okay? I have a problem with that. When you have, I guess, a community of homes and families that are raising their children, and they close down that one school, right? It's like, why can't you keep that one school open that provides elementary, middle school, and high school?
Right.
Why? It doesn't make sense to me.
None whatsoever. It didn't meet. One lady said on the news, she said, why they closing them down so fast?
Yeah.
They said school be closed this Friday. What? Today is Tuesday.
Right.
So why they closing them down so fast? They're like, y'all, that's the way of the game. All the money already decided to go one way. So once it goes over there, they say, hey, look, now we got to work on shutting them down. So,
right. And, our public schools play a very vital role, especially in House District 80. The public school is sometimes the largest employer in those communities, in those counties. And also probably the only place our children get a hot meal. So it is very hard for a lot of rural children to get hot meals because there's so much poverty in the rural communities. So shutting them down is a disgrace and a disservice for the working families in House District 80.
Because they're taking, now the mother got to come out of school and show up for work late, or the father and the mother to make sure the kids get to school on time. And it's just inconvenient for them. And it's the same thing in Chicago. They don't have no buses. They don't have school buses. They got to get on the city bus.
Oh,
they got rid of the majority of the school buses in Chicago, for real. It's crazy, yeah.
That's terrible.
Yes.
That's terrible.
Yes, it is. So, and they just had another shooting in Iowa yesterday. You heard about it?
No, sorry.
Yeah, no. They just had another shooting.
Their first day back.
But their first day back at school, they just had a shooting. In a middle school, a 9-year-old got killed. And it was a high school
student
that did it, and he killed himself. So what you think about the gun reform?
let me tell you, the gun reform is a very sensitive issue, right? Just like immigration. But what I can tell you that because House District 80 is very different from the city, okay? we're rural. I do understand that House District 80, the families out there, the farmers and ranchers, they need to have the shotguns and stuff like that because of the wild animals coming to their cattle, what have you. But overall, it's not about having a gun reform. It's about having common sense, a gun reform, because nobody wants to be told how to adult, how to take care of your guns, if you can and cannot have a gun, and what kind of gun you can have, right? So we need sensible gun legislation. And buying back guns, let me tell you, they're going to just go and give you whatever guns because they're going to be able to go down the street and get some more, right? So that's wasteful.
They're probably getting you all they broke guns and got about 20 more.
Exactly.
In the closet. Give me Johnny. Yeah, they got the gun thing. Yeah, hey, you know, them 40 broke ones you got? I got 20 of them.
Exactly.
We about to get paid up here.
There you go. And you know, it's some money. It's some money.
I just bought that AK-75. They can have the AK-44 that was 1903. They can get that. Meet me there. We got to get paid. It's crazy.
One thing I want to share with you is, let me see if I can find it really quickly, is Matthew McConaughey.
Great actor.
Has a, he's from Uvalde.
Yeah, he's from Uvalde.
And he has it's called he has a suggestion about gun safety. And this is where I kind of got his words, was that nobody wants to be controlled or be told what they need to do about their guns. But he created, I want to say it's a bipartisan gun safety initiative. And it's part of the Green Light Initiative. And I'm trying to find exactly what it is. I haven't talked about this one in a while. But I'm glad that people like Matthew McConaughey is getting involved, even though it's not doing much. I mean, because we just had another shooting, right?
Yeah, we just had another one.
I want to say that, and we can't put it on our public schools either. We need to have some type of policies. We need to increase the age, I believe, for people to be able to buy guns.
True.
Number one.
That's number one.
Number two, the type of gun, assault rifles, or the AK-47, whatever. Exactly. Or the rural area. Okay. I understand the shotguns. Okay, but the semi-automatic, all that stuff.
Dracos.
No.
They need that.
Come on now. If you want to go and play that, join the military. Hey, the Army, Air Force, Navy, you want to play with them, go join the military.
In the Army.
There you go. That's right. So I believe that, those two things, and that is all the parents from Uvalde were asking for, was asking the governor, increase the age. He didn't. He failed our parents, the parents that lost their precious babies. He didn't do it. I mean, how sad and sickening is that? All I got to say is, you know what? He's the only judge. He's the only judge. And all those poor babies that died that day, that blood is on his hands now. Because you know what? He could have done something. They were simply asking, raise the age limit, bring mental health help out here. And you can't? Texas is a very wealthy state.
Yes, it is.
They need more mental health.
Yes, we do.
State.
Yes, we do. The rural community needs mental health help.
Right.
They want to see a center. And I have spoken about, you guys, that if I'm elected, that this nonprofit will be getting grants. This nonprofit will be opening places for all the babies, so we can teach them to be effective citizens and be told that they are somebody. Because you know what? A lot of those babies are coming from such bad, broken homes.
They are. Really is.
And they need people to speak into them.
We have to focus on the youth because we're going to age out. You're aging out. They're going to be
Our
the ones
future.
that's going to be next to leadership.
Yes,
Right.
yes. And my condolences to the young lady and her boyfriend that got killed over the week. I forgot their name, and they're the young child. We
Maybe
really
wasn't
need
even
to,
brought into the world yet.
you know, and it's just sad these things is going on in the world today, and we have to say condolences to a young lady who was looking forward to being a mother, and a young
18
man was
years
looking
old.
forward to being a father, and the baby
Yeah.
was looking forward to having a life. But, you know, we just want to send our condolences out to that family,
Yes.
and, you know, many blessings to them. And it really
And I make
appreciate
sure you
having
have the
you on the show. Anything else would you like to share with us?
Well, I can tell you that I'm not a career politician,
Okay.
and I need all the support that I can get.
Mm-hmm.
February 20th is early voting.
Okay.
February 20th is early voting, and March 5th is the election day.
Okay, well, let
March
our
5th.
listeners
March
know at Never Bluffin Entertainment podcast here at Game Room Podcast. Let them know what, you know, let them know how to get in touch with you and what's everything. Let them know everything about you. Go ahead.
Number one, who should we vote for?
Yeah.
Cecilia!
Number one, who should we vote for? There you go. That's my DJ Hulk. DJ Hulk back there. So let us know, Miss Castellano, what, you know, saying how they can get in touch with you, voting and everything else.
Yes, I'm Cecilia Castellano. I humbly ask for your support, for your vote. Come early voting February 20th and election day. Don't wait for election day, March 5th. But I look forward to seeing you out on the streets as I am block walking, knocking on those doors, and not taking anyone for granted. So I humbly ask you for your vote come February 20th of 2024 and March 5th, 2024. And I will be your voice. So vote for me and let me be your voice in Austin. Thank you and have a blessed day.
Yeah, thank you guys for listening to the Game Room Podcast. And this is brought to you by,
Change gonna come.
Yeah, change gonna come. This is brought to you by Tate Wax and Shine, Leonard Tate, Floor Tech. You know, he strip and wax floors. He's a floor tech. His telephone number is 210-668-25. Okay, hold on. I think I got the wrong number,
Yeah,
y'all.
that's the number.
The 251-396-0909, and that's Tate Wax and Shine. And plus, don't y'all forget, tonight we have a grand opening at Club Horizon to let y'all know what's about to go down for the first annual R&B Love Fest presented by Never Bluffin Entertainment with special guest Michelle A. performing live and Public Announcement performing live. Plus, we got H-Town performing live with your host, comedian Buddha, man of many voices. And we have an after party on May 18th at Club Horizon at the same time. So everybody will be there. If y'all want to see us tonight, make sure y'all come through tonight at Club Horizon. We're having a big announcement, and it's going to be a good show. And we want to thank Cecilia Castellano, who's running. Make sure she win, because it will be a good look for the state of Texas, because we need a change here in Texas.
Yes,
we
do.
need a big change. So we want to thank you for coming through to the Game Room Podcast. We appreciate everything. And thank everybody who listened to the Game Room Podcast. I'm your host, comedian Buddha, and I'm here to speak on everybody at Never Bluffin Entertainment, from D to Katrina and my DJ Hulk. We all love y'all. God bless y'all.
Bless
Peace.
you. Peace.
That was good, guys.
Thank you.
That's perfect.
That was awesome. That was good. Thank you.
No, thank you.